In 1949, during that turbulent time, the Lord's recovery arrived in Taiwan. The saints were scattered across the island, and they became the first-generation witnesses of the Lord's recovery in Taiwan.
圣徒刚到台湾，不知道教会在哪里聚集，只好四处查问。刘继飞弟兄来到台中，有一天在火车站附近巧遇朱弟兄，他们原是旧识，他们非常喜乐，约定每周一次祷告聚会。起初只有4个人，台中的见证就是从他们的祷告开始。
On May 8, 1949, the First Lord's Table and the baptism meeting was held at Brother Lee's home, with a total of 28 saints. The saints were zealous for the gospel and gained many locals at that time. In 3 years, the number of saints in the church grew to 112, and they began to seek a new meeting hall.
从李立庸家后院看过去，有一大片的土地和一栋很漂亮的房子。圣徒们就想，这要是主预备的会所，那该有多好！没想到，美梦竟然成真了。当时弟兄姊妹，他们都是逃难来台，身上没带多少钱，他们竭力奉献，终于买下了那块地。
It was originally a general's residence from the Japanese colonial period. After negotiations, the brothers reached a deal for 46 ounces of gold and rebuilt it into a wooden meeting place that could accommodate up to 150 people.
In 1965, during a period of turmoil within the churches in Taiwan, the saints were enduring trials. After Brother Chung was sent to Taichung, he was endeavoring to supply life and perfect saints in preaching gospel.
从60年到70年代，我经历了2次全教会的福音大游行。第一次是1967年，约有700-800位的圣徒绕行市区，弟兄们在福音车上用麦克风传福音。第二次是1972年，有1000多位的圣徒在市区里游行，得了许多的果子。
During that time, the church acquired its first gospel vehicle. Each week, young people were assigned to various sites in the central region of Taiwan to preach the gospel and shepherd the saints. In 1970, the main burden of the church was to gain young people in colleges, which led to the rise of a group of functioning and active students.
我是主恢复第2代的基督徒。1965年，我高中毕业来到台中，后来我和陈涛弟兄受邀进入长老职分，那年我才30岁，我们就一同配搭，直到如今。
In 1972, the wooden meeting hall was no longer usable. It was during the oil crisis, and prices were soaring, making the environment extremely hard.
那年张香泽弟兄回到台中开特会，信息讲到一半，大雨就倾盆而下。坐在外面棚子里的弟兄姊妹，通通挤进了会所。张弟兄话锋一转，告诉圣徒们说，会所已经不敷使用了，该盖新会所了。
圣徒们不惜标会贷款，青年姊妹减法去卖来奉献，甚至有弟兄将自己的棺材本奉献出来。刘志成弟兄曾经说：“你们回家去查看柜子里面的箱子，箱子里有小箱子，小箱子里有小盒子，摸着里面的东西祷告看看。”姊妹们很多的心事都放在那些小盒子里，这样交通过后都奉献出来了。
In 1974, the second meeting hall, a 4-story steel-framed building, was completed, capable of accommodating up to 800 people. During Brother Lou's 7 years of service, the church grew from 300 to 500 people. The churches in Wufeng, Dongshui, and Qingshui were established during that time. In 1979, to perfect students and young people, the church built the first student center, the Fengjie Meeting Hall.
In 1983, Brother Lin came to Taichung and led the editing word of the Church News, which has been published for over 37 years. In the following year, Brother Witness Li returned to Taiwan to carry out the God-ordained way, and the saints in Taichung followed the leading of the ministry. The number in the church life increased to over 800 people, and the saints purchased meeting halls and student centers consecutively.
In 1995, Brother Chen came to Taichung to hold a series of trainings, including gospel preaching, home meetings, and group meetings, bringing forth the practice of shepherding in the church. By carrying out the vital groups, the saints actively participated in blending, being constituted with the truth, entering the new age, and learning the new language of the new culture to preach the gospel.
In 1998, the elders planned to build a multifunctional meeting hall to accommodate the increasing number of saints.
我16岁那年，在福音聚会中受尽得救，正好是在刚落成的方舟型会所里。23年后，我再度的放下职业，配搭复兴大楼的监工服侍。原先弟兄们是很犹豫，要不要改建会所，就去和李弟兄交通。李弟兄给了我们一句话：不死就不生。有了印证，我们就决意动工。
In 1999, during the renovation, that 9/21 earthquake occurred. The central part of Taiwan was severely damaged. The locality, along with saints from overseas, formed a rehabilitation service team. Through the spread of the gospel, they turned the disaster area into a blessed one.
In 2001, the Fuxing Meeting Hall was completed. The project payment of 170 million NT dollars was successfully raised through the fellowship of the body of Christ.
With one accord among co-workers, elders, and all the saints, the testimony of the church shined brighter and brighter. In 2002, the number in the church life reached 1,200. We took 3 aspects with the one way for entering into a new revival.
In 2010, Taichung City and County merged into one city, and the 18 churches also merged into one church in the following year, with over 2,400 people in the church life.
2015年开始，长老团弟兄们经过祷告，以每5年为一阶段，定出了30年1万人的目标。2017年聚集全台中圣徒参加吹号特会。
This conference established a 5-year propagating plan as the Lord's move in Taichung. In light of this, the church in Taichung established propagation perfecting training to perfect saints who are willing to carry out the God-ordained way. Saints devoted their weekends to the training, and more than 300 saints have graduated since then.
Now, the church in Taichung is divided into 10 zones, including 41 districts. Since 2015, the church in Taichung has baptized over 1,000 people each year. Our hope is that by 2025, the attendance on the Lord's Day will reach 4,000, pressing on toward the goal of 10,000.
The Lord's recovery in Taichung began with the prayers of just 4 saints. Through the propagation of the gospel and the leading of the perfection and the ministry, it has spread and multiplied many saints who love the Lord.
The church in Taichung is also involved in the Lord's move overseas, preaching the gospel of the kingdom to the whole inhabited earth.
Considering the world situation, we are in the ultimate time with the ultimate situation. We must rise up and write the divine history with God, consummating in the building up of the New Jerusalem.